Imagine a 22-year-old who decides to invest $200 a month. They do this for exactly 8 years, and then at age 30, they completely stop. They never invest another dime. Now imagine a second person who waits until age 30 to start investing that exact same amount. This 30-year-old puts in a massive amount of effort. They invest $200 every single month for 35 consecutive years until they retire at age 65. They never miss a payment. This comparative bar chart shows the final wealth of both investors at retirement. As visualized here, the 22-year-old ends up with significantly more money, despite investing a fraction of the capital for a fraction of the time. This paradox exposes a flaw in human logic. We assume wealth requires constant, lifelong labor. We tie financial success directly to continuous physical effort, completely missing the invisible mathematical force that actually builds it. Our brains naturally default to linear thinking. We easily understand simple interest, the concept of depositing money and receiving a flat, predictable return on that exact deposit. This linear bias creates a dangerous behavioral trap. We assume we can procrastinate on saving in our 20s because we can easily catch up in our 30s or 40s when we have a higher salary. Exponential growth operates in a completely different mathematical reality. Instead of growing based on your initial effort, money grows based on its own previous growth. Procrastinating carries a dual penalty. You deposit less principal, and you actively erase the most explosive, lucrative years of exponential growth that would have occurred at the end of your life. Compound interest means your money makes money, and then the money your money makes goes out and makes even more money. This line graph illustrates the early years of a compound interest curve. Notice the painfully flat trajectory at the beginning. The growth looks incredibly slow at first, which is exactly when most people get discouraged and quit. But follow that same line further, and it sharply curves upward. You hit a mathematical tipping point where the annual interest you earn overtakes the actual cash you are depositing. To calculate how fast this acceleration happens, you can use a mental shortcut called the rule of 72. You simply divide the number 72 by your annual interest, which is your annual rate of return, to see exactly how many years it takes your investment to double. Let's run the math on an 8% return. 72 divided by 8 is 9. Every 9 years, an initial $10,000 becomes $20,000, then $40,000, then $80,000, and finally $160,000 without you adding another dime. Time is the true irreplaceable engine of wealth creation. Your starting capital and your salary are entirely secondary variables. But this momentum swings up, swings the other way. When you borrow money, this exact same mathematical force destroys wealth. Credit cards do not charge simple interest. They actively compound your debt on a daily basis, often charging annual rates exceeding 22%. The exact same math that builds millionaires was packaged into a piece of plastic. This vintage 1959 American Express card represents the physical origin of modern daily compounding consumer debt. Under daily compounding, a $10,000 credit card balance grows by hundreds of dollars in a single month. You owe more money every day, even if you never make another purchase. Understanding compounding is a matter of financial survival. If you do not position this math to work for you, the financial system will weaponize it against you. To harness this mathematical multiplier, you have to play offense starting today. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission validates how powerful small actions can be. Their data shows that in the last decade, substituting a $2 daily purchase and investing at $730 a year instead will snowball into thousands of dollars over time. Start immediately. Next, utilize tax-advantaged retirement accounts. These accounts shield your compounding cycle from being drained year after year by taxes. Set your accounts to automatically reinvest all dividends. This ensures the base of your investment is constantly expanding itself without requiring any manual effort. Finally, never withdraw early. Pulling money out resets the mathematical base back to zero, destroying the momentum you spent years building. Protecting the unbroken, continuous chain of time is the single most important rule of lifelong investing. This brings us back to our two investors and the 22-year-old who retired wealthy after barely lifting a finger. The early starter isn't working harder or sacrificing more. They are simply dropping their initial effort into the math, letting time multiply it outward. You can always earn more money. You cannot hustle back lost time. Today is your most valuable asset.